2,
3,
4, 5,
6.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for being here. Today I'm going to talk to you about the steps that you need to take in order to create a perfect wedding. Planning what could be the best day of your life requires creative input from both partners and any family members you decided to include in the planning. It also includes demanding preparations to make sure this day goes smoothly. Wedding planning can be a wonderful thing, but it can also be challenging and stressful. The key is to always stay organized, to keep a budget, and to give yourself enough time in order to achieve everything that you wish and you need. First thing, building and creating a budget. Setting a budget is not very complicated. You usually know what you can afford. Now, sticking to the budget is where things start getting a little bit complicated. Both partners need to sit down and discuss how much money they have and how much money they need and how much money how much money is their limit. Getting help from your family is always a good idea. The couple needs to sit down along and decide with their families and divide the responsibilities for each family member. This way you can always ensure that everything gets done on time. Another thing to remember is setting the date. Deciding the date for your wedding is always one of the most important to you and your partner. Ensure the date is a special date for you to remember. For example, you will always remember this day. Reservations and arrangements. The guest list. You both need to set up the guest list and determine how many people you're gonna have at your wedding. You can always sit down with your family and decide how many guests each family will bring. Now, another thing that you need to decide is your reception hall and ceremony. Either you want to have it in or out. Decide what climate will fit best for your wedding. Look for the perfect place together and always remember to stay within budget. Purchase your perfect dress, just like this one. In order to be a perfect dress, it doesn't have to be expensive as long as it fits right and you look comfortable and flawless. Another thing to remember is, of course, the classic tuxedo. You always want to have a tuxedo that will match the bride. You can always make it unique. Choose your own color, your style. You can match it with your centerpieces, with your bouquet, with your pillows, and any other accessories that you want to have at your wedding. Make sure to order your dress in advance, at least 6 months. Another thing to remember is your vendors. You always need your vendors at your wedding. Hire the photographer and make sure you tell them what do you want from him and how much time you have in order for him to get all the moments that you have at your wedding in your video. Food and catering, this is very important. You can always schedule food tastings. Make sure to pick the right price. Make sure you ask for the times. And at the end of the day, always choose the food that you prefer the most. For your gifts, you can always register at any special store, at the different stores that you want. Pick the items that you really need in order to start your new life. As a conclusion, don't forget about your honeymoon. Consider all the possibilities that you have as a couple and make sure to have everything done in order to have your perfect trip. Enjoy every moment of your happiest day in your life. Thank everyone who attended and made it possible. Thank all the guests who attended your wedding. Relax, smile, and soak in every incredible moment that you have at your wedding. Any questions? Yes?
How much time in advance do I have to plan my reception?
The time, it really depends on you. How big do you want your wedding to be? Or if you already know your time limit, you can always start from a year to 6 months. At the end of the day, it depends how big you want your wedding to be.
Why is it important to set up a budget for this event?
It's always important to set up a budget because you need to know how much money you can spend. Also, you need to know how to divide your money. And what is your limit?
What is the best time of the year to have a wedding in?
The best time of the year, I would say, it depends where you live in. You can choose a ceremony or reception inside or outside. It really depends where you live, what area you live in. Any other questions? Okay, thank you for your time.
1,
2,
3.
4.
5.
6.